yet another season. Have you still got the same exciting enthusiasm you normally have at the start of a year?
Yeah, same highs and lows. Glad one minute, disappointed the next. That's how things go at the minute.
What is it that keeps your enthusiasm going? Is it still that same love of football that you've always had?
Yeah, I just love making players, play well and enjoy themselves really. And we've obviously struggling on numbers wise, but we've got they are a good bunch, and I've right enjoyed it really. It's just been one of those challenges that they've responded. That has been great, it's difficult because, like I'm going to be asked later in the press, I did expect us to have 4 or 5 players by now, if I'm honest, when I took over and at the end of the season, but for one reason or another it's not been possible. So I am bitterly disappointed in that, but you just got to get on with it, and I've got a good group, and we're going to try and upset the odds again tomorrow. I had to laugh though. I did see that Watford have got 11 injuries. I've only got 11 players. That's the difference at the minute.
But given the way that the season ended, do you feel you've got enough talent in that squad, and the way things were changing and you were improving things to try and move yourself further up the table this season?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it'll be very. I think we've got to get players in. I mean, if you look at our bench, it's very, very fragile at the minute. So it's no good kidding ourselves like that. We know what we've got to do, but for one reason or another, we're not being able to get them in. I've spoken to quite a number of players over the last few weeks, and we've not been able to get them over the line. So just got to keep positive, but I've just got to try and get the best out of what I've got, really. And like I said, they're a good group. They're listening. They're enjoying themselves. It'll be a great challenge for us tomorrow because, I think anybody that finishes above Watford will get automatic promotion. So it'll be a big test for us tomorrow.
Sam Morsey is one player that we understand Boro are interested in and trying to get across the line. Is there anything on that one that you can tell us at all?
Well, I've been asked about 15 players since the start of the summer, and I've been supposed to be getting them over the line. So until I actually see somebody signing on the dotted line, I'm afraid I've just got to be optimistic.
Are you optimistic? Are you hopeful? I mean, what are the stumbling blocks that are in the way? Is some of it due to the COVID situation, do you think, and clubs not wanting to let players go, or what? What's the problem?
I think it's a mixture of quite a few things, and we've not, like I said, we've not been able to get any of my targets. We've lost 10 players since the COVID, and with Sam Stubbs going this week, and we've signed Grant Hall, who was really agreed before I came to the club, and we're optimistic of signing a goalkeeper today. So that's the situation. We escaped relegation on the last day of the season, and the squad's really took a clout really. So we are very, very thin, and we've got to get players in. We're all aware of that. It's just been, I've never known it so difficult, if I'm honest, but you've just got to keep positive, and it's given some other players an opportunity, and we do the best we can.
And as you mentioned, Watford, obviously, as you mentioned, relegated from Premier League last season. It can often go one of two ways, can't it? They either galvanise themselves and put a real shift in, or it goes the other way, and you see teams travelling down the league even further. What are you expecting from them this time?
I can't see that with Watford, if I'm honest. They've got too good a squad. They've got 25 top players in the squad. The team that played against Tottenham last week and really dominated Tottenham for large parts of the game, created numerous chances. It's difficult to see anybody other than them winning the league, really. And that's why it's a good test for us. We're with such a thin squad, but a squad that have done well pre-season. So I'm looking forward to the challenge, if I'm honest. There's only 11 on the pitch. Whichever 11 turns up, and then we've got to see if we can give them a good game.
Best of luck, Neil. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Mark?
Where are you, Mark?
Unmuting Neil. Morning. How are you?
Where is it? I'm talking to him.
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, I've got you, Mark. Yeah, I can see you.
North banner behind me.
Yeah, I've got you.
I mean, a difficult market. I mean, is it just a lot of caution out there, or have you just not got enough bucks on the table? What do you think's going on here?
Oh, I think we've been very close on 4 or 5 occasions, but we've not been able to get them over the line, and for one reason or another. So it's a disappointment. Everybody's disappointed at the club that we've not got more bodies in, but I'm afraid that's life at the moment. You're going to get disappointments in this horrible pandemic, and you just got to carry on. I've always felt we needed 4 or 5 players to get into that top area, but we're still optimistic we can bring some in. But at the moment, we're going with a squad that's, like I say, lost quite a few from last year, 10 from last year, I think, and we've gained 2, hopefully, if the goalkeeper's clearance comes through today.
And I suppose that because the transfer window is open for a while longer, you're going to have a pretty good idea from early results where the gaps are. Obviously, I'm sure you know them already.
Yeah, I think tomorrow will show us a lot of where the gaps are. Playing against probably the best team in the league, I think that will show us how far we're away or how close we are. It is a good test for us. And when they asked me about do I prefer Friday night or Saturday lunch, I thought it'd be nice to get the first game out of the way and have a good look at ourselves.
Is it something that you and Steve have sat down and talked about that you're actually worried about at the moment, or you've been in the game long enough probably just to sort of bide your time and see what happens?
I don't think Steve's ever come across this before. I think to go for 4 or 5 players and not get any of them, I think it's not happened before in Steve's time. I don't think it's a difficult situation at the moment, and I think a lot of players are still expecting probably what was on the table 12 months ago, where it's a different board game now with this pandemic. It's all clubs are cutting the cloth. It's just that we haven't been able to get them over the line for, like I say, numerous reasons.
You mentioned the goalkeeper position. Are we talking sort of Marcus Bettinelli for Thomas Mejias, for instance?
Correct. Yeah, that's right. I've always liked Marcus. He's been high on my list when I was at Cardiff, but he got in the team and had a great season. Then and the opportunity came and he's just too good to turn down. Really, I felt that we needed another top class keeper, and it's been great to get him on board.
Thanks, Neil. Good luck.
No problem.
Hi Neil, it's Simon from Tyne Tees. You okay?
Hi Simon. Yes.
Just a couple from me, really. We don't need to go over the transfer market again from what you've said there, but are you still confident that having had now, well, I suppose you wouldn't say a full pre-season, but the same pre-season that all other clubs have had this year, that you'll put out a competitive team at least, and probably a bit more than that?
Well, I've not got to worry about my starting 11. I think we can give anybody a good game, if that's the answer that you're looking for. My problem is that, heaven forbid, if we lose two players in a game, which is quite easy, we are really up the creek at the minute. So that's why we are looking as soon as possible to try and increase the number in the squad.
Just speaking about the guy you have got in, what is Grant Hall bringing to the party for you this season?
Well, he's steady, Mr. Steady Eddie, I call him. He was played for me at QPR, and when the club asked me, they were in fairness, I think Jonathan talked to him first of all, and when they asked me about my opinion, I said, I would have him at the club all the time for me. He's a good leader, he talks well, but he just does his job. He's like a Mr. Real. He's a 7, 8 out of 10 every week. I don't think I've ever seen him get a 9 in his career, although he did score a cracker of a goal once. I think he must have hit it by accident.
Last one, really. It's been such a strange year, sort of on the course in the world away from football. You think in some respects, going into a new season, it now suggests that literally anything is possible?
I do believe that, yeah, I do. I've always believed that, though, really. I've never really ever had one of the favourites to take on, but I've always believed that you've got a chance in this league. But you need a bit of luck. We need a bit of luck at the moment with injuries. All the time we need a bit of luck in the next few weeks until we increase the squad, because we are really down to the thread bone, bare threads, really.